Welcome, 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 and Happy New Year to all of you all. You are on the Family Faith Practice channel, and I can tell you right now, I am so nervous, but I'm going to be obedient to God, and I'm going to just dive right in. Again, this is Adrian, and this is Real Talk, and I have been um, again tasked to let you know about my story and how this is going to be related to this Family Faith Practice channel. Today, again, Happy New Year to all of you, and I hope that 2024 is your best year yet. And one of the things that I have encountered throughout this is that everybody has a story, and my story, one of my stories, began in 2008 when I found myself not uh, unemployed. And within that unemployment period for 8 to 9 years, eight, 8 to 9 months, is that there was no income, no steady income coming in. And for some people that know me, know that I am a constant saver, but even the amount of the money that I saved, we still had to sacrifice a lot of things that we normally would have done on a day-to-day basis. We had to cut back some things. We had to turn off some things that we normally would have been enjoying throughout those 8 to 9 months. And so even when I was small, I had a jar that I kept in my room, and I would just feel all my spare change and stuff like that in. So I've been a banker. I've been a my family, sometimes they'll, when they needed some money, not my mom and my dad, my sisters and some of my cousins, whenever they needed some money, they would know where I put my bank at, so they would um, take the money that they needed and put a note and say, I owe you. And then I would go in and check my money, and then I would see the little note, I owe you. So I would know that they had already borrowed some money, but they was good to return it back. But this nevertheless, but I just wanted to go over some things with you, because I know within 2024, some people make resolutions to, whether it's resolutions to lose weight, get their health under control, get their finances in control, pay debts off, travel, um, form a stronger relationship with God and other people. So I'm gearing here is my thing is health and wellness. I've been in the healthcare field for over 20 some years, and I've seen so many things how health and your finances are combined. You can't do too much um, without your health, without consulting with your finances, and your finances you have to consult because of your health. So it marries, it does intertwine. So let's go ahead and start the process. And I would just say that when it comes to your finances, I am within that, in that 20 years, 2008, I found myself learning how to budget. I'm learning how to sacrifice some things and put things in perspective and what is a want and a need. So the first thing we had to do is in that process is we had to just acknowledge that we had a lot of debt, that we were over our head, and some things that we didn't need, we had to cut it out. And then to this day, that some things we still did not pick back up once I became employed again. So the first thing is that, first of all, people are living beyond their means. People are living below the poverty level. Inflation is so high, and there's a lot of people that get a wonderful paycheck, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck. And it's not about what, sometimes not what you make, it's about how you manage what you make. And that's what a budget is. A budget is not a taboo word that's gonna overwhelm you and um, swamp you up and all that. It's just about putting your money where you want it to be, taking control of your money. So whenever you go out, if you have money set aside for entertainment, if you have $30 in the budget for entertainment, you know I can only spend $30 on the entertainment, no more, no less. So that's what all a budget is. So let's just get that out of the way. A budget is just a roadmap. It's a plan. Uh, the Bible even speaks of it. You gotta write the vision, make it plain, and that's what the budget is. It's a roadmap, so you won't be in debt forever. You can you want to. My wish, my goal, my prayer is that I can leave a legacy for my children, my children's children, and my children's children. And so I am working on this, as well as I hope that you will stay with me throughout this year as we begin to manage our debt, pay off some debt, and become living in that wealth free zone where wealth is just have no restrictions, where you can go, do, be wherever you want to do throughout the years. Because again, being in the healthcare field, you see where money, being wealthy, not rich but wealthy, that you can sometimes you can enter places that you normally wouldn't be able to. You can go places where you normally wouldn't be able to, and that's what I want. I want to be able to not work so hard and enjoy what I do. I love what I do. First of all, I love what I do. um, but I want to be able to reach so many people and help so many people when I see a need, and I don't have to second guess um, what I do. And when I do it, I want to be able just to help them whenever I need to. And when God says, Adrian, do it, I want to be that person that don't operate in fear. I don't want to be the person that operate in disobedience. I want to be obedient to God. When God say do it, I want to do it. All right. So the first thing is everybody has a phone. Everybody has a phone. And right now there's plenty of apps on the phone that you can get on, and you can manage your finances. But first of all, you have to acknowledge that, hey, I am so over my head. I have all these bills and I don't have enough money to pay them, or I just have enough money to pay them. So that's the first thing. You got to acknowledge that you are overwhelmed. You got to acknowledge that all of these bills, I got to learn how to manage it. And first of all, before you do that, while you're doing that, you got to know that when you're operating in all of this debt, it blocks you from things. It blocks you from, if somebody says, hey, you want to go out and eat, you can't go out to eat because you don't have the money, or nor the ability to pay for the food when you go out to eat. So this lets you know that's one of the blockers that debt does. It blocks you from living the lifestyle that you desire. So number two is that you got to write it down. You gotta write it down so you can see all of it. You don't know who you owe. You don't know how much you owe unless you write it down. So the next step is go to your credit report. Write down all the monthly bills that you have. Number three is if you owe if you borrowed money from someone, that's a debt. Put that down. Credit cards, put it down. If you have student loans, put it down. If you have hospital bills, put that down. Put it all down so you can see exactly where you're at in this debt um, program. So you'll be able to tackle it whenever it's time to tackle it. And then after you write it down, now you'll be able to visually see, and you'll be able to visually put it in a perspective and put it on the roadmap to chopping it up one by one, one by one, one by one. Yes, it gets overwhelming. Yes, you feel like you're never gonna pay it off. Just tackle it little pieces at a time. I always say when I'm talking to my residents, right now it's overwhelming, but how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant piece by piece. And that's what that is. Debt is a big elephant. And the only way you're going to tackle it is you got to tackle it piece by piece by piece. And you'll see the little small success once you pay off those small debts, and then you tackle the next one, then you tackle the next one. Then it becomes easier to do it because you got a good momentum going. You're building up and building up, and boom, by 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, no matter how long it takes, after then you have finally paid up off all your debts, and that sacrifice that you made now is going to lead to freedom in the 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, no matter how long it takes. Let you know that it's not too late. No matter where you're at, it's never too late to start. It's, if you're already acknowledging it, it all starts with having a plan. It all starts with planning it and making a decision like, this is a year that I'm going to begin to tackle the goals that I set out to tackle, and I'm going to achieve it by the end of the year. So this lets you know. All right. Number 3 is we got to figure out, you got to let you know that what is a need and what is a want. Ugh. All right. So a need is the necessities, a house or apartment, somewhere to live, food. That's a need. A car. You got to have transportation in order to go back and forth to your house, going back and forth to your job, going back and forth to church. Those are the needs. Lights and water, car insurance, house insurance, health insurance. All those things are needs. Okay. Number 3, the wants on the side. We have a lot of wants. Look, wants, new car. I want some new clothes. Every time I go to the mall, I want to buy this. I want to buy that new pocketbook. When the iPhone comes out, you want to buy the new iPhone. When a new television, big wide screen television comes out, you want to get the latest tech savvy thing. All of those are wants. So if you go ahead and tackle those 4 walls, which is your shelter, your food, including your lights and the water, things like that. You tackle all those things first, and then you start to go outside to the wants. Don't allow the wants to neglect the needs, because you got to have somewhere to stay. You don't want to be homeless. You don't want to be in a house and be house poor because you got a big house and you can't pay for it. You don't want to be that. That's where the stress comes from. And when you have stress, that affects your health. So let's go ahead and just start looking at everything and acknowledging what is a want and what is a need. And whenever you go to the mall and you go shopping, look at it. Tell yourself, is this a want or is this a need? Do I have 10 pocketbooks? Why do I need to add one more pocketbook? Well, that's on sale. Well, do you need it? No, you don't need it right now. Come back whenever you put all that money that you're going to purchase that and put it in one of those bills so you can tackle it and get that debt paid off quicker and faster. All right. Next one is determination. What and how and when. Okay. So like I said, I love to go to the mall, and sometimes I'm a good person with the window shopping. I can window shop and I don't have to purchase anything. But there are some people that if they go to the mall, they are already making a decision that they're going to go and buy something. So that's when the budget comes in. A budget is this. Look, this is one of my papers here. I made a budget is if you one of those people that you have to go, that you don't, when you go, you're gonna have to go. You don't have the discipline yet to tell yourself no. This put in the budget line item, fun money or shopping. Put $20 in it. So at least when you go, you don't feel defeated because you went. Go and put $20 in fun money. Go to the mall and see if you can find when you go to the sale rack, they may have 2 for 10, and you find a shirt and a pair of pants, a shirt and a pair of pants for $10. Boom, that's a great accomplishment. Then once you purchase the item, get out of there. You can't keep on going to the next store. Oh, maybe this store has it. Maybe this store has it. No, go and get that sale that you urge for. Get it and get out of there. That's the best thing what I would tell you as being your accountability coach. Next one is write everything down. I suggest the first month to establish a budget is that you got to write everything down. So this is already January. So you can use this month as your example. Start at January the 1st and look at your debit receipts, your bank account, and write everything down. All your transactions, all of your pay stuff, pay periods, your income. Write all that stuff down so you'll know exactly how much you spent in that month. And then when you do that, the next step is that here February comes. You go ahead and say, okay, I spent $150 in groceries in the month of January. I spent $200 with my utility bills. My rent was $900. My car payment was $327. All that stuff, you write it all the way down. So you know where you're going, what happened, and so you can make as best of a good budget for the February that you can. Everything has errors. We're not perfect. We know that some things life happens. That's why a budget is there to help you manage when life happens. Because whenever life happens, you're not thinking clearly. So, but you have this roadmap that keep you focused and said, okay, I already have this money set aside to do this. That keeps you in discipline, and that keeps you focused on what your end goal is. And your end goal is to get out of debt, to have that wealth, to not be restricted on where you want to go, what you want to do, and when you want to do it. Okay? So that's the next thing. And like I said, everybody has a phone, and they have plenty of apps around here. Plenty of apps. And the one I've used a lot is Everyday Dollar. When it gives you all the information. All you do is just plug it in and you type in everything in. Let me just show you. Everyday Dollar. I'll do a video on it to let you know how to plug in everything in. But it has your income. It shows you your giving. You plug in how much you're going to give to a charity or to church. Your emergency fund, your housing, all the necessities that I said that is a need, is already here. Your rent, your water, your gas, your utility, your cable, your trash, your transportation, the maintenance on the car. And then the next item is food, groceries, restaurant, The next one is if you have enough money, your personal items, which is clothing, your fund money, your hair, subscriptions, and if you have a pet, your pet care, your child care, entertainment, things like that. And if you have enough money to go to the gym, you have your gym membership, the doctor visits, your house, your health insurance, your life insurance, your auto insurance, your homeowners and rentals insurance, and then at the last, your debt. Anything that you owe, that's in this app. Okay. So the next thing is we are going down the line. First of all, when you're in that life situation, remember, do not solve a problem. Do not solve a temporary problem with a long-term solution. First, for instance, if your car is broken down and you're tired of fixing it, you're gonna go into a $15,000 to $20,000 debt instead of getting it. It may cost maybe $500 to get it fixed. You're gonna add more you're gonna add more debt onto it versus saying, okay, I can save $500 to get my car fixed and it can run 2 more years, and by the 2 years I'll be out of debt and then I can purchase the car that I want, versus adding $15,000 onto $60,000 that you already have in debt. That's just making the problem bigger and bigger and bigger. So whenever life happens, take a pause, take a deep breath, step away from the situation. If you can, call somebody, your accountability partner, and say, hey, I'm in this situation. Can you help me? What do you think I need to do? The third step is, like I said, go ahead and get the budget written down. You write down your bills, your loans, how much you owe, all the things like that. In this, you use the app. You can use the app right here, or you can use a spreadsheet. Either one, it'll help you get to where you want to go. It's a roadmap. All right. Now, the next one is it's time to plan. It's time to plan. I would just say thank you for listening to me. I would say that if you are interested in getting financial advice or financial coaching, I'm I'm here to help you. I'm here to let you know that um, it can be easier if you have somebody cheering you on. It can be easier if you have somebody um, you get checking in with you every month or every other week to say, okay, I messed up this week. What do I need to do? And somebody help you get back on the track, back on track. So I can be that person for you. Again, if you have any questions, you can definitely put it in the chat. If you have any questions later on, you can put it in the chat, and I'll definitely um, look at it and email you back. If you're interested for me to be your financial coach, um, just email me again, and we can get on the line, and we can talk one on one about what you're going through, what you're needing help with. And again, I may not have all the answers, but I have some of the answers, and I can be a resource for you to get the answers for you if you need any help. I thank you for listening to me today. I thank you for tuning in. And if you like what I've said and you want to be a part of this Faith Family Practice channel, that I continue to talk about health and wealth and with God in the midst of everything. I can't do anything without Him. He is the first person, and He is the person that guides me throughout this channel and throughout my life. So if you're interested, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel And I would love for you to share anything that you would like for me to talk about as far as health or as far as your finances concerned. I would love your input and your comment. So thank you again for uh, turning tuning in to this channel again. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you. God bless.